Hello again, everyone. This is Randy, your sewing machine man, and what we're looking at is a Singer Promise. Don't you love these names? No comments. Okay, Singer Promise. So many jokes to go with the Singer Promise because this is not a very promising platform right here. The lady that has this machine, she was doing a great job with it, sewing on light stuff, which she knew to. She had enough knowledge to know what you sew in light stuff. Shirts and jammies and blouses and pillowcases, a couple layers, because there's a lot of plastic in here. This is not a robust platform. As a matter of fact, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is probably a 1. Yeah, I have a couple I say are 0.5s. This isn't the worst out there, but I would never recommend this machine for anybody who wants to do a variety of sewing, from the lightest to the medium. You're not going to even get into the medium heavy or heavy on this. People try it, and of course this one came in with the needle, a size 18. That's the tipper right there. Is going to be a problem. I see a size 18 and I go, okay, but this one is bent. When you can see it from this far away and it's bent, normally you have to lay it on the flat surface and check it and tap it and see if it's straight, but this one is visibly bent from across the room. A size 18 needle will break this machine. Just having a size 18 needle in this machine will cause it to break, because the size 18 needle is trying to force, the diameter gets bigger as the needle gets bigger, so size 18 is trying to force its way through the fabric. I wouldn't go anywhere near an 18, 16 not even. Go with a 14. Because if you have an 18, that means you're trying to sew on something that requires an 18, like denim, canvas, duck. Maybe you're going to redo the boat seats in the boat, or maybe you've got a new Jaguar and you want to put new leather in it. No, this is not it. You see an 18 in here, and I always say that these machines will not commit suicide. In other words, if you have a size 18 needle and the needle goes down to the fabric and it hits and stops, the machine says, okay, we're done. We're not doing it anymore. So it won't kill itself. But then the operator grabs the hand wheel and starts forcing it through. And of course that snaps all the plastic parts on the inside. So then it's a homicide. It's a murder. It's not a suicide. The machine will not kill itself. So we got this thing all fixed out, but it was a real mystery because I saw they were sewing on the heavy stuff. And here's another needle plate, not this one. But the needle plate was banged up. When I say banged up, I mean it was chingered up with the needle it hit. Of course, they're trying to force it through, and then, of course the needle hit the back of the needle plate. It was banged up too. I had to polish that out. This is a 15 class system, which is really nice, except it can get exceeded very easily. The hook assembly rather, had all sorts of burrs and scratches along the side, like this one does. You can actually catch your nail in them. They're so ferocious. The needle just nailed it. When that needle comes down, it comes out with a tremendous amount of force, enough to knock a chunk out of a chrome plated piece of steel. So you know what it's doing to the internal workings of the machine. It's tearing them up. And you'll get needle bar movement and things will get really crazy. So anyhow, I did all that, and still she said the reason she brought it in because it was looping underneath, and usually that means it's not threaded correctly, or wrong thread, or it's not on the right number. But on this one, there's a telltale crack right here, a crack right across there. Okay, that's a clue. So looking back in there, obviously it got a pretty good bump on here. It was dropped or something fell on it, and it shoved everything in there. And the release in the back for the tension release, when you lift the pressure lever in the back, you lift that up, that actuates a rod in there that releases the tension disc. It makes them move apart. And if the tension discs aren't apart, when you go to thread it, you can't get them to go in, because you always thread it with the pressure foot up to spread the disc when you thread. So I looked back there and it was bent. This was bent in here. I take this all apart, straighten everything back out, put it all back together, and now it has good tension. It makes a decent stitch. And like I said, it's not my favorite machine, and that's my way of very kindly saying I wouldn't recommend this to anybody unless there's maybe you have a real nice Bernina, maybe you have a real nice Juki or a Janome, or a real nice machine, and people always want to borrow your machine. Easy solution. Buy one of these, spend the $100, keep it in the box, and when they come over, say, sure, you can borrow this one. And then when they tear it up, it's only going to cost you, the price of a tune-up to get it fixed, or maybe throw it away and get another one, but they won't mess up your multi-$1,000 primo machine. So, people like to borrow things. If somebody's borrowing a sewing machine, either they don't have one, never had one, don't know how to sew. There's all sorts of risk involved with loaning people a machine. I have a lot of customers who call me, I loaned my machine out, I should have known better, and it came back in real bad shape because things happen. people don't respect your property the way you do because it's not theirs. And things happen. Things get dropped, accidents happen, all that stuff. So when people ask me what's the best machine to get, I always say, I like Janome, I like Juki, I like Bernina. I go down the list. Now start at the bottom, work your way up. Boom. Yeah, we're looking at it. Go down to Wally World, grab one of these. If you have a little project, you want to just absolutely have a minimal little project for doing the minimal stuff, it serves its purpose. But don't get it and think you're going to do something wonderful like hemming jeans or fixing the tent before you go camping. It's not going to happen. You can't use a heavy thread, you can't use a heavy needle. It's just basically worth a little bit what you pay for it. So that's my rant on the Singer Promise. I've shown you some real good machines here lately, a bunch of real nice old Singers, a bunch of real nice old Kenmores. This is the other end of the spectrum. This is the least of it. So beware with this one. Don't challenge it. Don't try to get it to do anything other than a couple light layers. Maybe, fix a seam in a shirt or a pair of jammies or something. This is not heavy duty. The Singer Promise.